ESPN welcomes you to a special presentation of the United Football League.
Welcome everyone to the banks of the Mississippi River. Memphis, the Bluff City. But neither Arlington or Memphis will be bluffing today. Yes, the postseason is not within range, but to a man, these players say and proclaim, we didn't come this far just to come this far. As Memphis tries to atone for a loss against this squad a season ago. You know, after a 3-1 start, the Renegades season hit a 4-game losing streak. All 4 losses, 1-possession games decided at the end. DC beat them on a last-second touchdown. A potential go-ahead drive at St. Louis was fumbled away. Michigan scored in the final seconds of a 1-point win right there. And in a thrilling rematch in DC last week, Arlington's final drive to take the tie or lead ended with a questionable play call and interception by quarterback Luis Perez. And that's where we pick up the story this week. Mark Jones alongside Roddy Jones, Aaron Murray, Cole Kublik downstairs joining us in just a moment. Neither of these teams is going to the playoffs, partner, but when you talk about the Renegades being able to get back in their rhythm, they've got one of the best tight ends in the league here this afternoon. Sal Cannella.
Certainly do. Sal Cannella has been tremendous for them all season long. And this is a team that, even though everything is kind of out of reach from a team standpoint, guys like Sal Cannella are still trying to prove themselves that they deserve a shot in the NFL. He's a tight end that they'll use in a bunch of different areas, bunch of different ways. He does an excellent job of finding soft spots. He can create separation in man coverage as well. He is their leading receiver. He's got great rapport with Luis Perez, and he's a guy that should earn himself at least a trip to an NFL camp.
One of the guys to watch today, he's downstairs with Cole.
Sal, guys upstairs talking about things you've already proven in this league without the playoffs on the horizon. What's left for you to prove in these last 2 games of the regular season?
I mean, it's pretty simple, man. Just that I'm able to play at the highest level. You know, show what I can do in the pass game, in the run game, special teams, just show the all-around athlete that I can be.
Weather change anything in your preparation specifically?
Not for this one, because by the time we got here, we knew it was going to be delayed. So it's not like you already in the mode and everything. So we were able to chill for a little while, and then once we knew it was go time, we got in that mode.
Thanks, Sal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the game has been delayed by a couple of hours and counting because of inclement weather. Roddy, when you talk about the impact, we'll see later on. But as for Memphis, coming off of a thrilling overtime win last week, and their season story has been pointed and focused directly on the quarterback position.
Yeah, it's been a rotating cast at the quarterback position. Some of it due to play of the quarterbacks, guys being replaced, and some of it due to opportunity. E.J. Perry started the first 3 games of the year, but had some turnover issues, so Troy Williams got a start. Then Dresser Wynn started 3 games straight before Jim Turner took over and said, hey, look, I want to give all 3 of these guys an opportunity to start a game. So Wynn was the first game of Jim Turner's era. Troy Williams started last week in that overtime win, the second game of the Jim Turner era, and now E.J. Perry gets his opportunity with the new offensive coordinator since he last took over. Noel Mazzoni now calling the plays, and he'll look to really improve on that start.
He hasn't played since week 6, and Aaron is standing by with him right now.
Hey, I'm here with E.J. Perry, quarterback, and what's the excitement level this week getting back as QB1?
Yeah, it's awesome. Anytime you get a chance to play the game you love, it's an awesome opportunity.
All right, how do you get the passing game going today? It looks like the clouds have stopped, the rain stopped a little bit, but how do you get this offense going through the air?
Yeah, we got to get the ball to our playmakers. We got a lot of them. They've made plays all year, and we got to keep getting the ball to them.
All right, have a good game today. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Aaron. With the weather and the delay, one of the questions that looms out there, how does it impact some of the propositions? And for that, let's go to Aaron Dola.
Well, guys, Arlington is a road favorite today, and right now on ESPN Bet, 78% of the money is coming in on Arlington to cover. Now, as for that continued trend, that is going to be the over. It's gone 18-7 since week 3, so that's something to keep an eye on. And let's be honest, guys, it is week 9 of the UFL regular season, and it only goes to 10 weeks. So we're at the point right now where we have the 4 teams that we know are going to be in the playoffs. So betting in general is going to be difficult. So please take advantage of live betting after we see a few drives in this game.
Well, here's a look at the crew and how we are looking so far, and some of what we've chosen. Roddy with Prince with the most rush yards. I'm kind of feeling that. Aaron and Cole with Perry propositions, and boy, Bonds was outstanding last week. I'm going to try and ride him like a hubcap today. in terms of the proposition.
The biggest takeaway from this is that don't listen to any of the 4 voices that you will hear. Listen to the staff or Aaron Dolan. They're in plus money. Although there's some question on who exactly encompasses staff and whether or not AI is involved. They've been really good here as of late.
Memphis will receive from the 7-yard line, Denert Prince. And Prince returns it out beyond the 25 at about the 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for E.J. Perry from there on the season. Remember, he started the first 4 weeks. He's 60% completion rate so far, and let's see what they do to make him comfortable perhaps early.
Exit right, 54, Chiefs hammer. You're out there, you're out there.
Prince in the backfield.
Here goes high. Green 18, retire.
Perry out of Brown University. The Ivy Leaguer delivers incomplete at the 30. Batted away nicely by Miles Dorn. Remember, this is the #1 pass defense in the UFL. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Just felt like that was a little late from E.J. Perry during the initial break before Miles Dorn broke in that ball. There was a little window.
39 Omaha, 39 Omaha. Glow. What? Yeah. Here we go, side. Here we go, JJ. One more. Green 18, retire.
Like Wilson was on the wrong side of the formation. You don't want that to happen, especially when the pass is intended for you. That one wasn't, but the catch complete by Lassiter. 1st and 10.
Yeah, just a simple RPO. You can see the eyes of E.J. Perry down the field and delivers a strike to Kwame Lassiter right between the 1 and the 8. Nice pickup for a 1st down.
They're going to keep it on the ground this time with Prince, and Prince picks up a couple of yards. Take me back to that last play where J.J. Wilson, the tight end, seemed to be on the wrong side of the formation.
I think he forgot about the motion.
Okay.
And E.J. Perry was trying to tell him, hey, you're over here. Or maybe he just lined up on the wrong side. You know, it's easy as one of those guys in the huddle to hear everything that's going on and then just go to a place that either you thought you heard or you're just used to going because you're on autopilot.
2nd and 8. Perry delivers incomplete at the 46-yard line. That was intended for Loxley. It'll be 3rd down and long.
10. Jay's got to stay. He's got to be the Y.
We got to go 11.
Hey, go bunch right, 65 Diablo, X stop. Bunch right, 55 Diablo, X stop.
Here we go, bunch right, 55 Diablo, X stop. On one, ready.
Heard that tag of the X stop. That's going to be on the backside with Kyle Loxley running a stop route if you got one-on-one.
Green 18.
Or if he likes it over there.
Loxley and Adams, their 2 main weapons through the air. That pass incomplete near midfield, a flag thrown. That was intended for Loxley. He was being defended by Stephen Jones Jr.
28, pass
That's
interference.
Going to be defensive pass interference.
Number 28. I got your spot right here.
Pass interference, defense number 28. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
No, they said pass interference.
So it's going to be the matchup right down here, and you're just going to see a little bit of physicality by Stephen Jones at the top of the route. Grabs Kyle Loxley, doesn't allow him to drive back down the stem to catch that football, and it's an easy call. But you could see E.J. Perry liking the matchup. Didn't like the matchup with the bunch to the field. Goes back to that one-on-one coverage to the boundary and ends up drawing the penalty.
Loxley had that big 2-point conversion catch last week in overtime. Keep it on the ground. Nothing doing that time for Prince. Brought down by Amani Bledsoe. Bledsoe been one of the present surprises from the opening kick this season for them.
Here we go.
Played with the Renegades all of last year out of Oklahoma.
Ace right, Lexus Mickey Phil on one. Ready.
It's been interesting.
Ace right.
Memphis has gone to the pass a lot more than the run early in this, trying to get E.J. Perry settled into this game. Now on 2nd and long, you think that they're going back to it.
Perry surveys, tried to come underneath. It was batted down, tipped and deflected by Kyan Bars at the line of scrimmage. Let's go down to Aaron.
Well, we did see Loxley as that backside X receiver just a few plays ago on 3rd down. That's probably going to be the norm the rest of the day. Jonathan Adams, one of the premier receivers in the league, is out for the remainder of the game with a hamstring.
Wow.
Hey, X.
That is huge for this Memphis team. He's been, physically, he is their biggest matchup issue for opposing defenses. He's been one of the top receivers in the league all year long, so for him to go down with a hamstring early in this game will certainly impact how Memphis goes from here on.
Opportunity for somebody to step up in his absence. Davis in motion to the top of your screen. And he's sacked by Will Clark.
So you're going to get a twist from the two defensive tackles. One goes there and one goes there. And E.J. Perry gets pushed up by the pressure from the left side of your screen after the tackle wraps around. And then just get a little bit of follow, a little bit of chase, and a sack in the backfield by Will Clark.
Matt Mengel punting to Jaden Price. Mengel averaging a little over 41 yards per punt on the season. Nose of the football down, end over end punt. Bounces out of bounds at about the 30-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Luis Perez at that point. Interesting to watch and see and observe here, Roddy, how Perez responds early after that questionable discernment last week that cost them a potential tying field goal or perhaps even a win.
And Bob Stoops was pretty honest with us about what happened on that last play. But Luis Perez has been around for a long time. He's known as the Spring King for a reason. He's 30 years old. I believe they called a personal foul on Curtis Hodges, one of the backup tight ends on that punt. So Arlington will be moved back even further. But for Luis Perez, I think the biggest thing for him is taking care of the football this week.
Okay.
Put the ball on the ground twice a week ago. One of them was scooped and scored for a touchdown. That was eventually wiped away by a really good challenge by Bob Stoops, where they got a defensive holding on the play, but got sacked or strip sacked another time as well, and obviously had the interception at the end.
It's Memphis that has the #1 passing defense in the UFL, and keep an eye on number 13, Cameron Dantzler. Remember, he had that pick 6 last week in their win. They're going to keep it on the ground, the Renegades do, on 1st down and 10 out to the 18. Let's go down to Cole.
All right, guys, I talked to Luis Perez before the game. I just said the weather, the delay, the wet ball, what really changes for you in your approach. And we talked a little bit about the quick game and how you don't have time to really grip the ball as much as you would want to. Sometimes you have to take a little bit more time to deliberately get the football in your hand the way that you want it to. He said it can slow it down. Therefore, a big portion of their offense might be a little bit different today.
Something to keep an eye on 2nd and 7 here. Perez went through his progression, and he's sacked back at the 12-yard line. Heavy rush up front led by Boogie Roberts. Getting his boogie on that time, Roddy.
It's another TT twist, but the pressure that this creates forces Luis Perez to try and have to step up and escape. Eventually, Boogie Roberts is able to work over and get the sack. He's been tremendous this year, has Boogie Roberts. Big man, almost 300 pounds, can really move in the middle. And this is exactly where Memphis wants this Arlington offense to be, because they've got 2 really good guys on the edge, and those tackles struggled a week ago.
Lost of 5 on the previous play. Perez comes underneath, complete. And out to the 19-yard line, Tyler Bonds, who was outstanding, albeit in defeat last week, picks up 6 yards on the play. And that sets up a 4th down for the Renegades and head coach Bob Stoops.
And Cole mentioned the short game for Arlington maybe being affected by the wet ball. It is such a big piece of what they do. It almost functions as their run game. Those short passes, 5-10 yards or less. And so if they're not able to get that going today, they really could have a tough time, because they have almost abandoned the run.
Marquette King is averaging almost 48 yards per punt on the season. Gets off a high spiral, takes a favorable bounce for the Renegades all the way back to the 45, where Lassiter fields it. It'll be 1st and 10 for quarterback E.J. Perry from there when we come back to Memphis. Hey, the UFL is brought to you by Progressive. Protect your auto, home, and business today at progressive.com. Well, the arcade is not the only the oldest diner in Memphis, starting in 1919. Been a local favorite for years. Elvis loved the arcade and regularly ordered their fried peanut butter and banana sandwich. In his honor, there's an Elvis booth decorated with pictures of the king. Fried peanut butter and banana.
You know, the peanut
That's
butter
a
and
cholesterol
banana.
special, baby.
Yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot that we're doing. Peanut butter and banana, classic combination. Nice little snack. Put it on a sandwich and
make it crispy, fry it.
Feels like you're going to need a lot to wash that down.
Yeah. And a couple stints, too, for your heart.
Hey, the fact that he used to fly private to Kansas City to get exact ones is pretty baller.
That one, exactly. Down the sideline and incomplete. Broken up the 40-yard line. Good defense by Jaden Price working against Dawood Davis.
Just one-on-one coverage, throw a fade ball, try and let your receiver go up and get it. Jaden Price just does a nice job of not separating from the receiver. He got turned around at the line of scrimmage, but recovers and gets the pass breakup.
E.J. Perry getting the start. Started the first 4 weeks for the squad before giving way to Troy Williams. Perry pulls, completes the pass out to the 43-yard line to J.J. Wilson. Tight end a moment ago who is helping get lined up. Gain of 7.
I'll tell you, that 240 by J.J. Wilson's name's a lie.
Yeah, that's...
You think so, Cole?
He's like a backup guard out there playing tight end.
I think we're a couple of fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches short or over 240.
I think Aaron would take the over 240 there.
Green 18.
On 3rd and 4. Pass hung up a little bit and knocked away as a result. Good defense by Harris. It was intended for Davis, and that sets up a 4th down, and they'll punt.
The throw just feels like it's a little late from E.J. Perry. He's not able to get enough on it to drive that to Dawood Davis before Janae Powell is able to break on it. If he throws that ball right as Davis is coming out of his break, he may have a chance, but there's just not enough zip on that ball to throw it when he did.
Well, not enough zip, too. You just have to throw that ball towards the sideline and understand it's going to be a catch and go out of bounds for the 1st down. Don't need the yak after that one.
They came after it, and there's going to be a flag. They ran into the punter, Mangle. It was Winningham that took a shot. And we have, and it looks like it might be Mangle, the punter, still down. Got a couple players down in the field. And therein is a snapshot of the peril which exists when you really commit to going after a punt.
5-15. Where's the K-ball guy? Yeah, Travis, let's take our media now, okay?
We're going to take a timeout. And hopefully get information from the field on the respective injuries when we return. Well, there's a look at the punter, Matt Mangle, able to walk off the field under his own power a moment ago. Here's what transpired a moment ago before we went to break. Mangle took a shot, and the resulting flag roughing the punter and also holding against Memphis. So as a result, Roddy, we're going to do it all over again. And this time we have Matt Coughlin stepping into punt.
It's the usual kicker, so let's see how he gets his punt off.
It's already been a very unusual afternoon with the 2-hour rain weather delay. On the return, Jaden Price going to be brought down shy of the 25-yard line on that 40-yard punt.
It's a good job by Coughlin, being brought in cold off the bench, punting-wise at least.
Yeah.
Getting it off, and it wasn't a bad punt. 40-yard punt, that's respectable.
Here's a look at Jim Turner, the head coach of the Memphis Showboats. 1st and 10 coming back the other way, Luis Perez.
See if Arlington doesn't go to the short, quick timing passing game early in this drive. It's kind of been their calling card since Kalen Balaj, the excellent running back, went down.
Perez gets it out quickly, complete to one of his favorite targets, Vaughns. Let's go down to Aaron.
Hey, with Matt here coming in for the punting duties, when's the last time you punted the ball in a game?
Yeah, last time was 2 years ago. So just kind of get in there and do the best I can, just get a good swing on it. And I think I hit a decent one, but just praying for my guy, Matt. Hopefully he's all right. But, you know, we'll just do whatever we need to do, you know, to get through this game.
Good punt, though. It was a good punt. Great punt. Very nice. Keep it up. Right up to you guys.
Hey, that kind of underscores, great job, Aaron, how in the United Football League, the more boxes you can check, potentially the more you attractive are to people at the next level, right?
I mean, limited roster sizes. So everybody has to major in something and then minor in something else. It's not like you're carrying 3 punters like in, let's say, college football, where you've got a couple guys there who also punt. The kicker's got to step in.
Nice catch by Canella to move the chains on the previous play. Perez with a clean pocket, now scrambling. And the pass incomplete, intended for Day-Day Hunter. Sets up a 2nd down and 10. But you mentioned the fact that Kalen Balaj suffered that Achilles injury. And this offense for the Renegades has really kind of remade itself a little bit. Team that has lost the last 4 games in a row by a total of 14 points.
And they were so prolific running the ball, especially week 1. Kalen Balaj had that incredible game right out of the gate. We thought this was going to be one of the best running teams in the league, and since that injury, they've kind of gone away from it.
Burnett in motion. Perez on the quick slant, complete. Ball came out. Vaughns makes the catch. 10-yard pickup for Tyler Vaughns.
Oh, never mind. Hey, easy. Drill 4.
With a little bit of tempo, at least the line of scrimmage, you can hear the call by Luis Perez getting everybody on the same page.
To hand it off and keep it on the ground. A punishing run down to the 34-yard line by Hunter. Cole?
It's got Arlington DB and J.N.A. Harris. You guys have jumped multiple passes early in this game. Is that something that showed up on film, something you guys have seen? Why have you been able to step in front of a few balls this early in the game?
I mean, you know, me and my secondary, you know, we just come to practice every day, ready to work. You know, we challenge each other, and then, you know, we prepare. So different stuff like that is different tendencies we see, and we just trying to make a play.
I appreciate the time.
Appreciate it.
All right, Cole. 2nd and 5. Keep it on the ground again. Hunter to the left side. This time, no gain on the play. Good surge. Sturdy defense led by Antoine Jackson.
Hey, Roddy, I like the verbiage you used a little bit earlier. They kind of went away from it. Speaking to that run game, this might be as much run dedication as I've seen from the Arlington offense in, I don't know, what, 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, at least, man. I completely agree. It's been... And maybe that has to do with the weather, the fact that the wet ball, Luis Perez not quite as comfortable gripping it, although the field will still be, I mean, you know better than I, Cole, but the field will still be a little damp. The ball should be fairly dry.
The field feels pretty good right now, so I'm hoping the ball continues to be dry for these guys.
On 3rd and 5, the pass complete. Good catch again by Vaughns. Roddy, the guy you're doing the game with, took Vaughns in the over on the yardage.
Yeah,
remember?
You're doing a nice job so far. A lot of game left to go. We don't count the winnings before they happen.
I know, it's okay to feel yourself just a little bit.
Tyler Vaughns has gotten off to a nice start. Going with the no gloves today.
Made that outstanding touchdown catch last week. OBJ-like catch. This is Hunter again, keeping it between the tackles, still on his feet. Day-Day finding a little daylight down to the 20.
For Zeke. Why are you going under a puller? Tight gambler, one peel. Tight gambler, one peel.
Boy, that's the one downside of the communication there, is you're coached during the game on your mistakes.
They're going to take a shot into the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Vaughns. That time couldn't come up with the circus catch. like he did a week ago. Sets up a 3rd down and 3.
So here's the play that Jaron Horton was talking about. And watch Zeke Vandenberg go what you call under the puller. He doesn't take on the puller in the direction that he's going. He tries to go towards the side where the puller is coming from, which just opens up a massive hole. And as Cole said, you do that when you've got communication in your head, the defensive coordinator is going to let you know immediately.
3rd and 3, 10th play of the drive, complete, but is it enough for the 1st down? Looks like they may have gotten it. Canelo with another sure-handed grab.
Hey, Aaron, you played in this league. You've had that communication in your ears as a quarterback. Is it tough sometimes being coached while you're trying to actually manage a game?
See, I think all the coaches I dealt with, they said we don't want to put too much on the quarterback's plate right now because he's dealing with a lot. Maybe a couple reminders here or there. We're going to work with him post-series on making those big-time corrections.
I think it's a smart way to handle it. Those defensive guys, though.
It's a nice job by Aaron not throwing his former coaches under the bus also there.
He was very careful and political about it. I like that. Hunter again dancing between the tackles. And it's brought down at about the 13-yard line. He's gotten the bulk of the carries, gain of 1.
Cole, I know if it was Mike Bobo back in my Georgia days, he'd be my ear 24/7. So glad we did not have this technology about a decade ago.
Coach Bobo being vocal in your ear? No, never.
There's some coaches that this is not made for. Mazzoni would not be one. He would know how to manage this perfectly as he was my OC at Auburn. But some guys, they just don't need to. The quarterback doesn't need to hear what they're thinking.
Into the end zone and traffic incomplete. High intended for Canella. With 7 seconds to go in the opening quarter, sitting up a 3rd down and 9. And that's going to do it for the first 15 minutes of play. Canella and the Renegades trying to bounce back. Looking for their 4th win of the season. Back with the 2nd quarter in a minute.
All right, we're here with punter Matt Mangle, and got roasted a little bit there in the 1st quarter. How'd that feel? Have you been hit like that before?
I've been hit like that before, and I bruised my wrist, but that was a whole different level, man. I had the air just completely sucked out of my soul.
So you had your kicker take over. If you had a kick in his duty, how far could you kick it?
Field goal wise, I'll give you a good 50 to 60 yarder. I got you.
Okay. Glad you're well. We'll see you there in a couple minutes. Back up to you guys.
Hey, Aaron, I saw that little jab. Don't hit him too hard now, Aaron.
I know. I was like, ooh, my bad.
I love the 50 to 60. That's somewhere in there, you know.
Confidence.
Hey,
yeah.
Punt a man, bleed on the inside. You know what I mean? Coming back the other way, 13th play of the drive. First here in the 2nd quarter on 3rd down and 9 for Arlington. Perez underneath, and some sure tackling at the 10-yard line by Ellis. Limits the gain by Hunter to 4 yards. And an interesting 4th down coming up here. They're going to kick a field goal.
They're going to get a little bit of pressure from the left side from Isaiah Green-May, who just forces Luis Perez to dump it out. And this is a Memphis defense that plays a ton of man coverage until you get into the red zone, and then they go with zone. Nice job of coming up and tackling.
Yeah, Keaton. Yeah, Keaton. Yeah, 31.
The fiery head coach Turner on the sidelines, watching his team give up a field goal. First points of the football game. As Haversick knocks it through from 27 yards out.
Good job. Yeah, Boogie. Good job, defense. Good work. Great job. Offense is up, right? Offense is up. Come on, O. Listen to me. Yeah, you too. Come here. Whenever the game's on the line, you guys are on the field. Right? Like that last drive of the half and shit, last drive of the game, you guys are on the field, all right? Deesh, listen to me. Use your length, right? You got beat one time inside, right? Use your length. Don't overset. Use your length. Stay underneath them. Use your length.
The old offensive line coach talking to his offensive lineman, trying to breathe confidence into him. A couple of pointers, talking to the 6'7" Kellen Deesh, and use that 6'7" frame and those long arms to help you out a little bit.
Pretty hands-on in his approach there on the sidelines. Not a head coach that's just delegating down there. Prince on the return. Going to be stopped up at about the 22-yard line, 1st and 10 from there. Well, tonight on ABC, the Western Conference Finals shift to Minneapolis. Timberwolves and Ant-Man Anthony Edwards looking to get back into the series, while the Thunder and MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander could take commanding series lead. Game 3 comes your way 8:30 Eastern with NBA Countdown at 8 right here on ABC.
Thunder have done a nice job against Anthony Edwards, not letting him have one of his trademark 50-point games or anything like that.
I tell you, Lou Dort could be one of those linebackers out here on the field at 6'4", 230. The way he moves his feet. On 1st down, it's Jackson. And Jackson's going to be brought down for a gain of about 2 on the play, right near midfield, pardon me, at the 24. Just underway here in the second quarter.
Gun left, 38, lead, Omaha. X skinny on one, ready? Come on, Kyle.
Get that X skinny on the backside. You got single coverage. Look for number 1 at that X position.
Green 18.
That's Loxley. Going to run it into the boundary and nowhere to go that time for Prince.
Well, it's just a nice job of pursuit from the inside as the stretch tries to go outside. You set the edge, you force Deneric Prince to turn back.
Exit left, 55, X Lexus.
And then as it gets bounced, the penetration helps force Darrell Johnson into the play and make a 3rd down, 3rd and long. This is not where Memphis wants to live. And last week, a couple big plays given up by this Arlington defense.
The ball came out, and it's loose. Let's see who has it. And Arlington comes up with the football off the turnover. It was knocked out of Perry's hands by Willie Taylor III and recovered by Will Clark, number 45.
Watch the way Willie Taylor uses his hands. You can see him pushing the offensive tackle away from him, Noah Henderson, and extending so that Henderson isn't able to get into his body. Great job of using the length, the 6'4" length by Willie Taylor to get in the backfield. Excellent power, great awareness to swipe the ball away. It's pretty textbook from the old crafty veteran out of Eastern Kentucky.
And you talk about room service, Roddy. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Great starting field position.
35 duel, go, go, go.
See if they take a shot in the end zone right away off the turnover.
Here we go.
Looks like Tyler Vaughns is out there. That's usually the guy they would go fade ball to.
That's 4, easy, easy, easy. 4, 4. Here we go. Circle, sit up.
They're going to keep it on the ground. Jones keeps his feet moving and makes it down to the 4-yard line. Let's go to Cole.
I've got Willie Taylor who forced that fumble. He's got the football here still with him. What was the move you used to be able to get to the QB?
That came out of MD, so we got to keep the quarterback in the pocket, keep him contained. So I went long arm, kept the outside hand free. I was able to reach around and get the ball and recover it.
I'll come right back after this play. Let's watch this.
Off the turnover, the second play after it. Jones again. Brought down shy of the end zone at about the 2-yard line. Cole?
Now, Willie, you said you went with the long arm there. Did you set that up earlier in the game? Something you saw on film you thought you could win with?
I just know whenever they come out of MD, we got to kind of condense the pocket. We can't be running up the field, running past the quarterback. So I gave him a little hesitation. And then his good hand placement and keeping that outside arm free.
You know one thing defensive guys don't know very well? Ball security.
Okay, Cole, I feel you. Great play by Taylor a moment ago to set up this scoring drive with the ball on the 2-yard line. 3rd down and 1 for Bob Stoops' squad. Coming off yet another crushing, soul-sucking defeat last week against the DC defenders, losing 33-30. But so far, Roddy, it doesn't look like there's any negative residual effects from that crushing loss.
No, and if you look at the Arlington defense, they have performed much better early in this game than they did a week ago. Gave up a couple of big runs last week in that game against DC. Got hit by a trick play that led to a touchdown as well. So they've really settled down, as it looks like we get a little bit of a change at quarterback. Holton Ahlers, much more of a running threat, sort of a smaller Tim Tebow style quarterback in the backfield now.
That was the comp we got actually earlier in the season from offensive coordinator Chuck Long.
Yeah. I mean, Tebow's one of one, so I hesitate to go all the way there, but there's some resemblance.
He's going to keep it into the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Seth Green. Hung on to it, cling to it in traffic. And what a delivery on the pass. Ahlers, who just came into the football game. So pretty good situational sub.
You're gonna see Seth Green just come across the formation and watch him as he works his way into the end zone. I don't know how Holton Ahlers threads the needle between the two defenders that are there. Buzzes right by the head of one into the hands of Seth Green.
This conversion attempt is brought to you by Ortho Home Defense. And it's no good. Good sack there by Bronson. Josiah Bronson, been one of the leaders on that defense for the Showboats all year. Ahlers' first touchdown pass of the season gives them a 6-0 lead. Working off of that turnover, able to put it in the end zone. Back after this. The UFL wants to take the opportunity this Memorial Day weekend to honor those who serve. From our military and veterans to first responders and healthcare workers, we take our hats off to heroes. Thank you. And interesting that Memphis served meals at the Alpha Omega Veterans Service a little bit earlier. Head coach Jim Turner was a Marine Corps lieutenant back in the day.
He very much gives off that Marine Corps lieutenant feel when you talk to him as well.
On the return, this is Guerra. And Guerra is going to be brought down at the 36. Let's go down to goal with Ahlers.
Ahlers comes in on that conversion. You throw the touchdown pass. I want you to watch this window from this angle and just kind of walk me through it right here. How did you fit this ball in?
Yes, we had a quarterback read. I don't know if I read much, but
here we go.
Let's see if it pops up. All right, here we go. So I'm reading the in there.
Watch how tight this is.
Seth. Yes, sir. Well, see, I owed Seth one. I missed him earlier in the year, so I told him if I ever got a chance, I'd get him one. So glad I got him one.
Is that why you had one pump on the celebration afterwards, because you owed him one?
3 pumps fine now. I'm only going to do 1 pump, so only 1 pump around here.
There we go. Thank you.
He made it work. Paid off on his debt. Will Clark with the tackle. No gain on the play. Maybe a loss of the yard on the run by Jalen Jackson.
Cole, those are one of those passes you throw it, you close your eyes and just pray that one of you guys end up catching it when it's all said and done.
Here we go. Trips right
I mean, those passes you have the option to keep that football though and run. So multifaceted breed there for Holton Ahlers.
Aaron, how many of those did you let go of and just close your eyes and hope?
Not that many versus Georgia Tech. Those were usually feel pretty confident with those throws.
He was confident, Roddy. It sounds like.
I bet if it's that guy named Green, you close your eyes and hope for the best.
Jackson on the run. A spirited run to gain a few yards. Got 7 on the play. Hey, Roddy, so far, in terms of throwing the ball downfield, Perry hasn't taken many shots, and wonder how much that has to do with the absence of Jonathan Adams.
I think it certainly does. I also don't think it's E.J. Perry's game. You know, the arm strength isn't elite from E.J. Perry. He's got enough to manage in the short to intermediate game, but we've already seen the ball die on him a little bit as he's tried to go towards the sideline.
On 3rd and 5, he's going to throw here. Downfield, wide open. Caught at the 30, and then some down the sidelines and pushed out of bounds as Stove makes the catch.
Roddy, you were saying about his arm strength?
I know. This is a wide open one, and all he's got to do is get the ball to his receiver, and he does a nice job of delivering it right down there. Elijah Stove ends up coming open because of the switch release out of the bunch. 82 creates a big play. And you know what, E.J. Perry, you got plenty of arm strength.
Yes, he does. 49-yard gain and a run by Jackson down inside the 5 to about the 3. The Showboats offense with a little bit of momentum right now. 2nd and goal coming up.
Here we go, here we go. Delta tight.
On the ground again, and nice cutback by Jackson. Made it in the end zone. Touchdown. Jalen Jackson.
This is just power. I mean, Jalen Jackson shows you how strong he is on the cutback. Couple of guys wrapping him up, and he's able to power himself into the end zone. Just a really nice job by a strong 6'0", 216-pound running back.
2nd rushing touchdown of the season for Jackson, who is an undrafted free agent signed by Jacksonville. Spent a little time with the Jags out of Villanova.
I gave Jalen Jackson a couple extra inches on that 6 foot as well. It's okay though.
Two-point attempt from the 5. You can go for 3 from the 10. Into the end zone, and it's batted away nicely on the corner by Harris. So it remains 9-6. Arlington with the lead, but Coach Turner's team regaining a little bit of momentum on that last scoring drive. Back to Memphis right after this break.
Push him in. Yeah! Hey, 2-0, 2-0, 2.
Danny Etling.
Hey, Michigan has already won 5 consecutive games, looking like it could be 6. Etling to Mariner, touchdown, a room service made it look easy. That game in the 2nd quarter right now on ABC. As Michigan continues to just roll through the schedule, Roddy.
Yeah, they've been tremendous all year. Bryce Perkins has carried them from a lot of it. Danny Etling there, throwing the touchdown pass. They got 2 excellent quarterbacks. The defense has been really good. And there's reports that Breland Speaks, last year's UFL Defensive Player of the Year, could be back at some point this, either late in the regular season or in the postseason.
Bryce on the return. Got an alley down the sideline and all the way out to the 45-yard line. Great return, and let's go down to Aaron.
All right, with quarterback E.J. Perry here, that last big play, a little bit of an out route with a corner on top. What were you looking? How did he get so wide open?
Yeah, they played one high. I think it was supposed to be zone. No one carried the corner route, and it just opened up. Eli made a great play to get us 25 more on the run.
What does a big play like that do for this offense going forward?
Oh, it's awesome. It was the first couple drives, just little things here and there. We're playing well, and we just got to keep going like that.
All right, good luck the rest of the game. Back up to you guys.
No, we got flat after.
The creation of the big play makes it so much easier for your offense, gets you in rhythm, but obviously when you take those chunks, this avoids the number of opportunities for negative plays, which we've seen a few of from that offense. 66 yards on those last 3 plays after 0 yards on the first 15.
Here's Perez trying to get it back in a big chunk and almost intercepted, incomplete at the 5-yard line. Intended for Winstead. It'll be 2nd down and 10. A couple of Memphis players had a pretty good shot at the ball here, Roddy.
Yeah, and Isaiah Winstead's on the deep post, but it's really just a 2-man route as you get the out here. The running back ends up in the flat. I think Luis Perez just needs to get rid of this out of bounds because there's not really much there. It ends up being double coverage down the field. He's fortunate. It's a little overthrown. He's fortunate that it's not picked off by Eli Walker, the safety.
Canelo goes in motion. They come over the middle, complete to the other tight end, Green. Green had the ball come out, but it appeared as if he was down first. No signal as to a turnover. They're going to mark him down to the 45-yard line.
and he is clearly down. It's a nice play by Kyrie Woods of reacting. There's a lot of action going towards the sideline, and initially Seth Green took a couple steps towards the sideline before retreating to the middle on that tight end screen. Good reaction by Kyrie Woods, and now if you're Memphis on defense, trying to press up, looks like they're going to try and press up close and let those defensive ends get some pressure on Luis Perez. We got a penalty.
Illegal substitution, offense, 12 players on the field while lining up in formation. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That wasn't part of the equation for Bob Stoops. Told us that he's appealed to his players individually and their sense of pride as to what's at stake this week, and
triple left. Triple left.
Putting a little bit of tape together. Having a little bit of fun along the way.
I don't think Memphis is going to leave Tyler Vaughns one-on-one, but he's to the top of the screen, and if they go one-on-one on the 3rd and long, we'll see just a jump ball to him.
Perez looking downfield, and is going to be sacked at the 40-yard line. Isaiah Greenway with the tackle.
Yeah, and everybody's going to be covered. Memphis drops back into zone, and there's nowhere for Luis Perez to go with the football. He may have had Sal Cannella going across the field, but that was late in the play. As he's stepping up in the pocket, would have been a really tough throw. Perez just eats it, tries to get as much as he can. Good stop by this Memphis defense. And after nothing seemingly going right for Memphis early in this game, the big play on offense gets created, leads to a touchdown. Defense is forced a punt now, so Memphis is starting to get a little bit of something going here.
Yeah, one of the things that Chuck Long told us was that Luis Perez had to get the ball out. That time unable to. Under 7 minutes to go.
A couple of procedural penalties hurting Arlington. 12 men on the field, and then just then getting called for another pre-snap penalty.
Marquette King perched in his own 21. Oh, he's going to take off with it. One man to beat. Great move in the open field. King with a regal run downfield. Picks up the 1st down on the fake. Wow. Marquette King made a move on Kyrie Woods in the open field here.
You're going to see the defender come off the edge free. I don't think this is a called play. Marquette King just decides, hey, I got to go be an athlete or this thing's going to get blocked. And as you said, puts a move on Kyrie Woods, gets some more yardage up the field. It's just a really nice decision. That looks like a little basketball move there, almost a crossover as he was going to punt it, saw it was going to get blocked. And yeah, man, he got on his horse a little bit up the sideline.
Great improvisational skill by King. You said it. That punt was going to be snuffed down and blocked. And a 36-yard run on the fake. Hey, let's hear from King with Cole.
Marquette, good news. You told me before the game we can talk about unicorns and ponies if you want to. We'll make it good. We don't have to do that. Was that a design play first and foremost?
Not at all, but I just didn't feel right. And I saw the opportunity, so I took it.
Your opportunity might be at a skill position after this.
Let's go. I've been waiting for that.
Is that your longest carry of your career?
I don't know. I gotta look at the film. That returner shouldn't have got me though. I'm way faster than that. You know, I'm 36 though. So.
Did you want to try to put a shoulder into somebody? Were you looking for contact?
Not really. I wanted to score because I would have been back in the locker room.
Well, nice play, man. Nice play. What was your read though? You felt like it's going to get blocked, and you just said, I got to pull this thing.
Something was off. It was a timing thing, so in that moment, it felt like something was off.
Just say I'm that good.
I'm just that good.
Hey, Cole, you got him there, Cole. You got him there. He wanted the whole thing.
It's spoken like a true skill position player. That guy shouldn't have tackled me. I should have scored, man. We say that every time.
3rd down and 4.
Big 3rd down.
Yeah, see if Perez can convert after that spectacular fake and run by King. Goes through his progression and dropped at the 12-yard line by Payton. Wow. So it sets up a 4th down and 4.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because it certainly would have been a first down, would have continued the drive. Arlington still has an opportunity to get points out of it. But Javonte Payton has it. It's good delivery by Luis Perez. There's nothing to do there but catch the football.
Yes.
A little wobbly, though. Looking down here on the field, ball was definitely not as tight of a spiral as Luis probably would have wanted.
Spoken like a quarterback.
No, I'm defending the receiver here, not the quarterback. I'm saying, make it a little tight spiral for your receiver to catch it.
I'm going to defend Luis Perez. The ball gets there, you got to bring it in.
Boom. Haversick with the field goal from 40 yards out to make it a 6-point lead for the Renegades over the Showboats. 3:54 to go. What could have been on that drive after that spectacular fake.
Huh?
Do want to throw some more respect Marquette King's way. Bob Stoops saying, I didn't know you had that. And being 36, that's not a spring chicken in this league. Spring chicken in life, but not in professional football. And he's got 3 times the amount of rush yards as the rest of the team.
Wow. Put me in, coach. Right? Let me spin. King might be saying that next. 3:54 to go in the first half. Here in Memphis in a game that was delayed by 2 1/4 hours because of inclement weather and lightning in particular in the area. Here's a look at some of the numbers. On the return, Henny. Still on his feet. Henny brought down to the 44. But there's a flag down.
Holding 88.
Hendog with a spirited run. And it's going to come back all for naught. All that Henny and no Coke. It's going to come back. Well, the Stanley Cup playoffs on ABC continue with Game 3 of the Western Conference Final tomorrow night. The series turns to Edmonton with the Oilers and Stars tied at 1 game each. Tune in tomorrow at 3 Eastern on ABC.
See what E.J. Perry's able to get going offensively. They had the big play on the last drive.
62, tosser saw.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try and sneak a run at some point as well, or a couple. Try and get something going there. Arlington did give up some big plays in the run game a week ago. Memphis has not found success there.
Quick slant. Complete at the 30, Davis.
Here we go. Hold on. My bad. Here we go. Half right. Z Casper, 339 Battlehawk on the right.
1, 2, 3. Zip it.
Side. Green 18.
Pass is picked up at the 45 by Harris. There's a flag down in the area. Let's hold on a minute.
Pass interference. Pass interference. Spot foul.
Perry seems pretty confident.
So you're going to see Jenny Harris coming across the field. He's right there in the middle of your screen, and they get him for a pass interference. There's a little tug on the back of Kwame Lassiter right as the ball's thrown. It's not much, but I think that tug right when the ball is released is what they get him for.
1st and 10 from the 45 as a result. Perry delivers off the play fake, a strike complete at the 43 to Lassiter. His late father was an NFLer, 10-year pro.
It's yeah, out there. Gun right. Here we go. Frisco. You're going right.
From the 41, after that 14-yard gain. Prince still on his feet and brought down. Down to the 29.
Yeah, it's just a little wide zone, and Generic Prince is able to cut it up behind everybody. Get washed down from the backside right tackle, and he's able to find the hole. And that's when you get in these situations and the defense is expecting pass, sometimes you can pop those runs for 10, 15 yards, and they did it there.
Perry marching his team down the field, making his first start since week 4. Back after this. Michigan trying to keep that 5-game winning streak alive, and Birmingham looking for its 4th consecutive UFL championship. 2 of those 4 teams will be in the playoffs.
Here we go. Hey, gun right.
Those 2 teams will be the participants in the USFL Conference Championship game. So a little preview there. Get a preview of the XFL Conference Championship game next week.
Here goes the high. Green 18.
2 minutes to go, 1st and 10. Perry down the sidelines, got a man! And just overshot him out of bounds a little bit. Loxley, the intended receiver. Former undrafted free agent. Played for the Dolphins.
Tried to hit Kyle Loxley on a double move. There was a flag in the backfield, illegal hands to the face.
It looked like, oh, hands to the face, we're good. It looked like you slowed.
Looked like Keon Bars, number 92 of the defense, almost took the helmet off of one of the offensive linemen. So fresh set of downs and some extra yardage for this Memphis offense.
2nd and 10. On the 24.
Here we go, F bunch right, F, Z disco, 339, Yahtzee on one. Ready? Well, you're going 339, you're going 339. You're running it's naked, you just run out there. Here we go. The high.
Loxley split to the top of your screen.
Green 18,
Davis in motion. Into the end zone, high, intended for Loxley, and incomplete. With 1:48 to go in the half.
Try to get a little half roll. Get Kyle Loxley on the backside post. It's good coverage, though, on the back end.
Hey, chill.
By Jaden Price.
Hold on.
We didn't bite it all.
Hey, chill.
It's amazing how some things never change. 339. That was play action. 334, 332. Same thing for Noel Mazzoni back in 2000 at Auburn.
Saying it's hard to teach an old coach new tricks.
He did say that he went some different verbiage on some things.
There's Perry trying to get to the edge, and he's brought down at the 22. Good open field tackle on the play. In that secondary by Stephen Jones, a pickup of 2. 3rd down coming up.
I think they felt like they'd catch Arlington's defense slipping, but Caleb Johnson, the linebacker, does a nice job of staying at home enough to chase E.J. Perry wide where they had more help. Good job of discipline by the linebacker. Now on 3rd and long. Again, no Jonathan Smith. He scratched early with a hamstring injury. Kyle Loxley's been the go-to receiver. He's down here at the bottom of your screen.
Perry hands it off, and nowhere to go. They're not going to come close to picking up the 1st down. Prince stopped back at the 23-yard line with under a minute to go here in the 2nd quarter. A loss of 1 on the play, 4th down coming up. And Arlington calling a timeout.
Tell you what, that was a big man play by Chris Odom. Came around on a wrap, ended up with 2 offensive linemen on him, ends up splitting both of them, getting up the field and tackling the back. Smart by Arlington to call that timeout quickly. I think they're going to put a little extra time on the clock. I'm not sure our referee knows that his stadium mic isn't exactly working.
Is it there? He just missed it.
Exactly what you were referencing there, Roddy. Coach Turner asking EJ what he saw when he pulled down that zone read.
I mean, it was the right read. If they're reading the defensive end, it was the right read. The linebacker just kind of hung in that, just outside the box, where E.J. Perry wanted to hit that after he pulled it, but it's a good defensive call by Arlington.
Matt Coughlin in to attempt this field goal from 41 yards out. 13 of 15 on the season. Coughlin, line drives it, but drills it right through to make it a 3-point football game with 58 seconds to go here in the first half. Alec Lindstrom, one of the leaders on that offensive line at center, is mic'd up for sound. Let's listen in to some of his intonations this afternoon.
Well, if it's on, hello to everybody, and hello to home.
Are you mic'd up?
Yeah.
That's a big mistake.
Were you forced by the edge? Because we were firm in the middle, you just stepped into him. They're slanting too much for Omaha.
Okay,
the two eyes slanted out.
Are you better off zoning?
Yeah, because the two eyes.
We're gonna zone.
1, 2, 3. Zip it. The draw.
I need to know what's behind that zipping thing.
Deesh.
Cole, I mean, you speak offensive lineman. What do you think's going on there?
We just got TT, so we got
talking about should we just zone it? Would it be easier to do that? I would imagine there's a zip call where instead of either a man scheme or some sort of a clamp or gap scheme, they can just zone it out. That would be my best guess right there. But you can also just see there, us offensive linemen not used to having attention, how giddy he was about having the microphone on.
So excited about this mic'd up.
See,
we don't get
always
nice
need
things.
somebody.
Offensive linemen don't get, we're not used to having nice things now, guys.
You always got to have an O-lineman on the squad, on the production crew, to decode the language.
Yes, you do.
Thanks, Cole. Thank you. 1st and 10 coming back the other way, 52 seconds to go.
I'm good for one thing. My kids' Little League team, I bring Skittles and hand them out to all the kids.
Over here, Daddy.
That is literally my persona now. Even the siblings come up to me with their hands held out. They want Skittles. It's like, that's all I am, is a Skittle guy. I'll just add some verbiage every now and then.
Offensive lineman translator. We love it.
Travel, sit up.
Perez gets it out to Canella. You know, it's interesting to listen to Chuck Long talk about Sal Canella, who he said he thought was faster this year. The two of them, Perez and Canella, both employing a speed coach, recruiting a little bit more those fast twitch fibers, get a little faster, and it's paid dividends. That pass complete to Day Hunter. Out to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, Mark, it was Cam Hatch, actually in California, who Sal spent the majority of the offseason with, said trying to up that speed just a little bit, and he said he can definitely feel it. Definitely feels faster.
It's great. You know, you don't think of being able to. You can work on strength, right? People don't know that there is science that proves you can run faster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna go.
You're not always relegated to being the slow guy, right?
A lot of football players too just have never trained their speed in a way that makes you more efficient running. Like we train to get fast. We obviously train bursts, but the actual form of it oftentimes is something that unless you go seek out a speed coach or you run track, you don't get.
Perez steps up down the sideline, short and incomplete. Just out of the reach of Winstead.
You know, guys, I can remember when we were at Auburn, we had Willie Smith actually come work with us in the offseason. He won a couple of gold medals as a sprinter in the Olympics. And you're right, Roddy, there are different things, technique fundamentally, but my group were consistently asking the question, why in the hell are we doing this?
You need speed too, Cole.
Oh, you got to get around the edge, man. When you're pulling, you got to get around the edge a little faster.
Yeah, I don't think that .0005 difference in our 40 was going to help get into that corner or safety on the screen.
What could have been. Perez now 11 of 18 for 86 yards. Slings it again, and that's going to be out of bounds. There's a flag on the play. That was intended.
Pass interference, defense number 6. Full 15.
That's going to go against Boykin. But 10 seconds to go.
I mean, you get Deontay Burnett going downfield, and it's hard to see exactly when the ball is thrown. I vehemently disagree with that call. Yeah. That's a really soft call on Deontay Burnett, who ran himself out of bounds before he was even touched by Lance Boykin. And all Lance Boykin did was put a finger on him as he was out of bounds. I disagree with that call. I think Arlington just got bailed out.
Perez hands it off this time. Hunter turns the corner. Hunter brought down at the 20-yard line. Time management of the essence with 1 second to go.
Eddie Hunter ends up breaking out a long game, but as you said, it's kind of flirting with disaster because only 10 seconds on the clock when this started. By the time the clock operator stopped the clock, 1 second left. If he goes, 2, 3, 4 more yards before he gets tackled, they may end up not getting anything or not getting a field goal attempt. Not having enough time to get it off before halftime because the half would have been expired.
Haversick in to attempt this field goal from 39 yards out. He's 2 for 2 today. And this one is pushed to the right. He missed it. But we have a flag down on the field, so hold on.
Check.
Yeah. Nothing's easy, Caitlin. We know you now, Bob.
Penalties against Arlington going to be declined on the miss. And that'll take us to halftime.
You think, or they've just blown the whistle.
Well, there's a little back and forth between Scott Spur and special teams coach and one of the officials here. The official threw his hat up in the air, and I don't think it was just because he was angry.
Yeah, and sportsmanlike conduct penalty called on the sideline there for Arlington.
Well, that'll do it for the first half of play. Luis Perez and the Renegades trying to snap their 4-game losing streak. 30 minutes to play when we come back to Memphis. And welcome back, everyone, to Memphis. 12-9 as we get ready for the start of the third quarter. As the Arlington Renegades try to snap their 4-game losing streak. Mark Jones, Roddy Jones, Cole Kublik, and Aaron Murney going to be joining us in just a moment. Interesting first half of play. One of the questions we talked about coming in was whether Arlington would be able to shake off that crazy, disappointing ending from a week ago. They seem to be okay, Rod.
Yeah, and I think their biggest improvement has come defensively, actually. They gave up some big plays in the run game, gave up a trick play last week against DC. They've certainly shored that up because neither offense has really been particularly prolific. One of the plays of the game was Marquette King's 36-yard run in the first half as well. So I think it comes down to who can get something going consistently offensively here in the second half.
Either that or Coach Stoops is going to put Marquette King in at tailback.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Your punter, who had the longest run of the first half by either team. Hey, let's take a look at our game flow brought to you by Progressive. A look at the 2 touchdowns scored in the football game so far. First of all, hey, we had a QB2 come in, Holton Ahlers with that throw.
Yeah, he threaded the needle as he went to Seth Green. And then Memphis had a nice response after a big play down the field. We're able to get a plunge into the end zone by Jalen Jackson. So those are the only 2 touchdowns scored so far. Been trading field goals, and again, 159 yards total for the Renegades. 36 of them came by the punter on an aborted punt where he saw it was going to get blocked, just pulled it, decided to run. And then Arlington not ending up with any points on that last drive after the questionable pass interference call.
Let's take a look at our Progressive first half stats. I guess the big number that jumps off the page is the 77 rushing yards to 25 in favor of the Renegades. Let's go down to Aaron.
Hey, fellas, talked to Coach Jim Turner before the halftime, and obviously we're going to talk about the quarterback position because they flip-flopped this season. Really happy with E.J. Perry's performance there in the first half. Just wants to see a little bit more consistency, especially the throws to the outside. The key is you got to let it go early, and you have to throw it further to the outside. So if he's able to do that in the second half, look for him to be the quarterback here in the third and fourth quarter. Cole, over to you.
I talked to Bob Stoops and listened to him in the locker room. His message to the team essentially, be more consistent and cut down on the self-inflicted wounds, including by the coaching staff, where they received a penalty just before the half. It'll be enforced here coming out in the second half, but he wants to find a little more balance, a little more consistency on offense, and said some of the penalties and giveaways are just plays that are going to kill his football team if they continue to do it here in the second half.
All right, and we'll take a look for those trends as we listen into some of the best sounds from the first half.
Little NBA playoffs today, too.
What was that?
Little NBA playoffs today, too.
For sure.
1, 2, 3. Zip it. And then the ref comes up, he goes, who came up with that? That looked good. I go, this guy right here. 69. Number 69. Nice, baby.
Oh, God, he got a touchdown. Hey, what was it? What was it? There's no way that took 5 seconds to run this far and then get all the way down there. There's no way. I thought there was 10 seconds left at that time.
Coach Turner. I tell you what, he is as authentic as you will find on the sidelines in this league. His post-game address to his team last week after their overtime win was as good as it gets inside a football locker room. Meanwhile, as we circle back with some of the trends, I want to know what's in that cup. Started off -6.5, still 6.5. The number has gone up to 43.5.
I wonder what has made the number, the over-under number, tick up a little bit to 43.5. We're at 21 right now, so it feels like we sort of right on track.
Weather, maybe? Thought there was going to be bad weather, Roddy, and now it's
possible.
been okay?
Must not have watched the first half, the offensive futility, but...
See, Cole just jinxed us. There's going to be lightning in the next 5 minutes.
Not like you have to be worried about it.
It's true.
Skies have remained a little bit overcast, mostly overcast. A lot better than it was early this morning. As Arlington will return the ball, this is Price. And Price saw a little alley down the sidelines and makes it beyond the 40. He'll be marked out of bounds at the 41-yard line, 1st and 10 from there for Perez. From Texas A&M Commerce, completing 7% of his passes on the season.
What happened?
And it's sort of been typical Arlington offensive passing game. A lot of stuff underneath. Haven't actually taken as many shots down the field to the outside as they did a week ago, where they went to Tyler Vaughn's a number of times. Vaughn's had a quick start to the game.
Hey.
She heard the announcement, the 15-yard penalty not assessed on the kickoff because of the way they do kickoffs, so assessed on the result of the return. But Arlington hasn't pushed the ball down the field as much. We'll see if they try and get back to that some with Tyler Vaughn's at some point in the second half.
Perez gets it out. Vaughn's another circus athletic catch. Wow, tipped it to himself seemingly. We got to get a look at this replay. But another piece of money on tape for Tyler Vaughn's.
Looked like what you'd see in the NBA playoffs, like Alec Lindstrom was talking about, a guy tipping the ball up to himself with a rebound.
Come on now.
Knocking it up in the air. I will take that. Thank you very much. I don't often see it work for a receiver the way it just worked, though.
13-yard gain. He's been strong the last couple of weeks. Remember, the over-under on his receiving yards was 49.5, so he has hit the over. And who took that again?
It was you. It was you. We should revisit some of these. Our crew has already won their bet. They had Arlington scoring the first touchdown. That happens. Congratulations to the crew, the staff, our producer, Chris Damiani.
And Tyler Vaughn's prop was like stealing, man. Second and 7.
Let me correct myself. They had Arlington, the first score being a touchdown. Arlington's field goal was the first score of the game.
63.
So that's right.
False.
They actually lost.
63 or 3. 6-3.
Gotcha. All start offense number 63. 5-yard penalty. Remains secondary.
We were talking to the coaches, especially Chuck Long, about Tyler Bonds, and said that Bond's secret sauce was his ball skills. Gets his hands up really late and able to make some great catches.
62 search, that's out.
What happened? We good? Hey, we good? All right, here we go.
Arlington 8 penalties for 76 yards in this game. 2nd and 12. Perez. It's caught. No, it's incomplete. Out of bounds. But there's a couple of flags in the area.
All right, what do you guys have? Let me hear it. Defensive pass interference?
Number 6.
Okay, and the pass was incomplete, so we're going to go take it at that spot anyhow?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Spot foul.
Pass interference.
Defense number 6. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul and include an automatic first down.
Hey, getting back to Tyler Bonds, you know, he said that the fact that he's able to be so athletic and dynamic in the air and on the ground, he credits his high school ballet class with helping him with his skills at wide receiver. See, that was the problem. None of us that I know of on the crew took ballet in high school. I don't know about Aaron and Cole, but
Lynn Swan reincarnated.
Oh, there it is. Out to the edge, complete to Burnett. And he picks up a couple of yards. Going back to last week, Tyler Bonds with some midair pyrotechnics, some fireworks. Look at this.
He just does such a tremendous job of timing his jump, meeting the ball at its highest point. He's got really strong hands.
That one.
That's one that you get framed to put on the mantle, I think.
Up the middle, brought down at the 47-yard line. That's Hunter. What are your thoughts of him being on an NFL camp list somewhere right now?
Well, I think he certainly has shown the ability to go up and catch the ball in the air. The thing is, in the NFL, corners are longer and more athletic. So he's going to have to show the ability, if he does get an invite, which I think he's earned that, he's going to have to show the ability to separate from those more athletic corners, and he has to continue with the ball skills.
3rd and 2, they go empty. On the slant, broken up nicely on the corner. Lance Boykin got a hand in there and knocked it away, setting up a 4th and short. He's talking his stuff, too, to the wide receivers.
Yeah, and Lance Boykin just sits, knowing that it's going to be a quick breaking route. Which way is it going to go? Where do I need my break to be? Reads it all the way, drives on the football, forces the incompletion.
Marquette King, the leading rusher today for Arlington, coming into punt. Punting is his usual, normal vocation.
What was his rushing total coming into the game? Ask Aaron that one.
Yeah.
0.5 probably.
Yeah, he got 36 when it counted, though.
This decline remains 4th down.
They'll push it back a few yards to the it'll be decline.
I love that strategy there from Memphis, saying penalized obviously for getting that ball out of bounds towards the pylon, making it a little bit harder for Marquette King.
Yeah.
See what he does with this opportunity. High, towering end-over-end punt. And Karam's into the end zone. It'll come back out. 43-yard punt. Now we got a flag down, though. Back at the 46. Let's find out what that's about.
Got a flag down. Result of a touchback.
Personal foul, face mask, kicking team number 86. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced after the touchback. First down, Memphis.
Boy, Arlington having a bad day when it comes to penalties. That's their 9th. And they're approaching a total of 100 yards on those penalties.
That penalty was just a really silly one. I mean, the blocker releasing to go up the field, and on the way out, grabs a face mask to sort of power himself forward. It just wasn't a smart play.
Fucking ridiculous.
Momentarily, mental lapses have really cost Bob Stoops' team during that 4-game losing streak. And we've got a new quarterback from Memphis, Dresser Wynn, in the ball game. There's a look at his numbers on the season. See what he can get going here. Prince in the backfield beside him. He'll hand it off. And Prince will make it to about the 40-yard line. No gain on the play. What do you make of the QB switch at this point?
Yeah, it's interesting because E.J. Perry certainly wasn't at his best throwing the football. Had a couple of missed throws over the course of the game, so maybe they were frustrated with that. But Dresser Wynn is a guy that's just as experienced as E.J. Perry this season. Had those 3 starts in the middle of the year where he showed some flashes.
18,
so maybe they're looking to turbocharge this passing game as the run game hasn't really been going for them so far today.
On 2nd and 10, Wynn incomplete, way out of bounds. It'll set up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, got definitely interested because, you know, talking with Coach Turner before halftime, like I said before, seemed like he was mostly pleased with the quarterback play from EJ. Just a couple of those passes towards the sidelines, frustrated there, but definitely had the big play down the field, and we got a 1-score game, so don't think it was bad enough to make a quarterback change, only down 3 points.
Watch the games.
I agree, Aaron.
Hey, it's 3-3 spinner.
But E.J. Perry also wasn't lighting the world on fire.
18-50. Rondo.
He's looking for a spark.
Underneath, complete. Nice move by Stove. And across midfield.
Actually ended up being Isaiah Henney, and this is one of those throws to the outside. Dresser Wynn on time, drives it outside. Good separation by Henney, and then the ability to make people miss in the open field. He's one of the most dynamic players on the field when he's there.
On the counter. And we got a flag down. Prince goes down after
holding 74.
Short gain.
They won't take it.
He's on the ground. Shut the fuck up.
Holding penalty against Memphis.
Take it back. Take it back.
Holding. Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. 51st down.
Right there on the edge. It's Kellen Deesh. As the ball tries to bounce outside, just doesn't let go, doesn't disengage from the defender. Taco Charlton does a nice job of selling it for him on the edge as well.
1st and 20 now as a result. Wynn and his own offensive lineman sitting in his lap. Puts up a duck, and it's caught at the other end. Wow! 1st down inside the 25. What a grab by Washington. That thing hung up there for a while, Roddy.
It did, and it looked like this thing had no chance. Isaiah Washington just says, hey, throw it up, puts his arm in the air, and Dresser Wynn does. And let's just say it didn't look like anybody would have intended it, but Washington battles back for the football.
Prince with a run on with the left side after that 37-yard catch and run.
That was just a really good job by Isaiah Washington of not giving up and battling for the football. I mean, the ball was in the air. Thought that ball is mine. Let me attack it, and was rewarded for it.
Former Rutgers star there on the sidelines from Jacksonville, Florida. Spent a little time with the Ravens in the NFL. 2nd and 8. Blitz off the edge. Wynn gets it out. Finds his man down at the 10-yard line. Jalen Jackson with a little bit of yardage. And the early returns on Dresser Wynn are pretty good.
The offensive line slides this way, so you get a free rusher off the edge, and Dresser Wynn does a nice job of just delivering the ball before the rusher is able to get there. That's good awareness by the quarterback. You can hear at the line of scrimmage the call, the lucky call. Offensive line goes to the left. Quarterback has to worry about anything coming off that right side. Wynn sees it, delivers the ball. And this Memphis offense, after the quarterback change, through the air. Starting to get a little going there.
I'll tell you, Rodney, that one has changed. It was Ray and Lou back in my day. Not lucky.
Not lucky. What would it be to the right if you think left is lucky?
Rocky.
Yeah, there you go.
You can't have it sound that similar.
It does.
Yeah. Too easy for the tackles to come in there with excuses on Monday morning. He didn't make the call.
Either way, it's a great job of understanding. And Aaron, how hard is it when you've got slide protection going one way, free rusher coming to the direction you have to throw? How hard is that?
Well, you want the free rusher coming to your side, your right arm, so it makes it a little bit easier. You know, hey, if there's a guy in my face here, like you saw right there, at least I can sidearm and get in around him. If it was going to the left, a lot more difficult to change your arm angle.
Monday.
Hey, 40, quarterback out of UT Martin. Spent a little time in the Canadian Football League with Edmonton.
Yeah.
Hands it off. Nothing doing that time. Down to the 9. Jackson stopped up by Caleb Johnson.
Boy, Caleb was the guy Marvin Sanders, defensive coordinator, told us that they really wanted to see what he could do. Wanted to give him extra opportunities in this football game. He's shown a lot of speed this season, but hasn't necessarily been an every rep guy. You see the anticipation right there, running through the line of scrimmage, making a play. Excellent job.
I thought he's done a nice job, Cole, because on that drive at the end of the first half on the E.J. Perry quarterback read, he was the guy that bounced that thing outside. He's done a nice job.
Wynn surveys out into the flat. Boy, nice catch. Jackson tried to get up, brought down immediately at about the 11-yard line with 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Want a little more touch on that throw, Aaron?
A little bit more touches, a little bit off. I think he wanted the tight end to bend across the face, that too high safety. He ended up taking that route, so his feet, quarterback-wise, Wynn were all over the place there. But yeah, put it on him, let him catch it with some space before the DB comes up to make the play.
God, it's always somebody else's fault.
Always, always. Offensive line, the receivers ran the wrong route.
I just want to point out, that's basically an Odell Beckham Jr. catch by a running back for a no-yard gain.
Go, 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 go.
Wynn given plenty of time, now moving, lunging forward to about the 11, where he got crunched by Darrell Johnson, who actually was the one to trip him up. So 4th down coming up.
It was caused by the coverage. It's a nice job down the field of Arlington's secondary, locking up the receivers for Memphis and forcing a field goal attempt.
Pat Coughlin coming in.
But I think you would call the quarterback switch. The early returns on the quarterback switch would be that it was a positive move. Put a little life into this offense. It stalled out once they got it to the 10-yard line, but going to get at least a field goal attempt out of it.
Coughlin from 29 straight away. Knots the game at 12 apiece. Of course, Memphis has 2 wins this year, both in overtime. No strangers to extra football. Back after this.
We're down here with Coach Turner right now. Quarterback change to start the second half. Worked out with 3 points on the board. What went into the change, though?
I just needed to fire up the offense, you know. I just felt like a change was needed to fire up the offense. EJ's a good player. He's a good quarterback. I just felt like we needed a spark, and we just got one. So you can see we moved the ball right down the field. I feel real comfortable with the decision.
What does Wynn do well that you expect to see here in the 3rd and 4th quarter?
He'll manage that offense really well, you know, so he can throw the simple passes that we need for him to maintain these drives. We got to run the football better, but he'll lead that team right now, and that's what I need from him.
I appreciate it, Coach. Good decision to start the second half off.
Tied at 12 here with 5:12 to go in the 3rd quarter. From the 5-yard line, Carlton Johnson on the return for the Renegades, looking for a crease and brought down at the 23-yard line. Hey, the crown jewel of Formula One season is here, folks. The Monaco Grand Prix comes your way tomorrow morning here on ABC. Coverage starts at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, leading up to the race at 9. Monaco Grand Prix. That's your crowd, Roddy, right?
Yeah, you know it. Lando Norris on pole.
Hey, man, that's the Lando.
Mandatory 2 pit stops in the Monaco Grand Prix this year. Trying to shake things up with strategy. We'll see who does what tomorrow. But let me tell you.
Hit me.
F1 is my vibe, but the Monaco Grand Prix is very much your vibe.
Hey, man, I went to Monaco once. A beer cost me $30. I was out of there.
Surprised they have beer.
Who's the better Lando? Who's the better Lando, Norris or Calrissian?
Great question. I think you got to go with Calrissian right now until Lando wins a world championship. Until Lando Norris does.
That was Jones on the run.
I mean, Calrissian did fool Bob Jabba the Hutt. I mean, that's got to count for something.
Yeah. And Lando Norris, you know, he's got that rivalry with Max Verstappen, you know, kind of like the Lando Cal. He just needs, I think Lando Norris needs a Han Solo to kind of roll with.
Doesn't Lando need to beat his own teammate right now, too?
Correct. Yeah, Oscar Piastri.
Calrissian could not beat Solo. Just couldn't happen.
Downfield, Perez launched and caught. There's a flag down. Winstead hung on to it, but let's sort out this
illegal
penalty.
touching. Yeah, I've got illegal touching.
Correct. The office be the first one to go out.
Correct. Yeah. Got illegal touching. Number 14 went out of bounds on his own. Was the first to touch the pass.
So illegal touching 14 of the offense will lose the down to the previous spot. So we're going to go to 3rd down.
Okay. Illegal touching, offense number 14. Went out of bounds, was the first player to come in bounds and touch the ball. That's a loss of down to the previous spot, 3rd down.
You heard the call, let's look at the play.
It's going to be down to the bottom of your screen down here. And Isaiah Winstead clearly goes out. You're going to see the hat of the official be thrown on the field. That signifies that, hey, a player has gone out of bounds. And if he's the first person, if he goes out by himself, and he's the first person to touch the football, then it is illegal touching.
Perez fires complete. Vaughn's sure-handed receiver at the other end of that rope.
Tell you what, there was a lot of cushion at the top of that route created by Tyler Vaughn's.
10-yard gain on the play, but let's see if it's enough.
It's our true line measurement. 1st down. I think that's by a couple chain links.
Love to see technology at use.
I kind of miss
this scenario.
I kind of miss the guys bringing the chains out.
The drama of the whole thing, bringing them out. It's going to be long enough, not. I'm with Roddy on that one.
Then you stretch it out, he plunks it on the ground, and you see just by 2 links of a chain. First of all, I'm completely just kidding. It takes way too much time for those guys to get out
Let's
there.
use all those laser beams and technology. 1st down and 10. Burnett in motion on the jet sweep. And Burnett going to be dragged down at about the 34.
All right, let's go tempo. Let's go tempo, triple right. Blaze 3, triple right, blaze 3.
Blaze 3, blaze 3, blaze 3, blaze 3 on turbo. Let's go. Turbo. Access.
The call is tempo. Wonder if they're going to go tempo after this play, or is that part of the play call?
Perez into the boundary, caught at the 43. That's Payton. Monte Payton out of Tennessee. 26-year-old.
Who was wide open. I don't think this is part of the design of the play. I think Luis Perez just sees Cameron Dantzler, the corner rolled up, and then start to come into the backfield like he's going to blitz. And then you just get the receiver, Javonte Payton, fading away from the safety, and he's wide open.
I was going to say, Roddy, it looked awful familiar to a late play last week.
Yeah, better be careful improvising for Luis after what happened.
Good point.
Yeah, Dantzler has a pick 6 from a week ago as well. Taking a shot downfield.
That's going to be a flag and some pass interference. Kyrie Woods was defending against Payton.
Interference. Defense number 28. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Includes an automatic first down.
I agree wholeheartedly with this call.
That's against Woods. Contact made.
It's contact. There's a grab and a turn as he tries to knock the ball down with his offhand. I mean, if he doesn't grab and turn the receiver, he's fine with that, just a launch to knock the ball down, but a little too grabby.
Payton split wide to the top of your screen. First down and 10. Jones trying to keep those legs going, nowhere to go. Picked up about 2 yards on the play. Dowell making the tackle.
I did like the decision by Arlington to take a shot down the field, though.
Yes.
I mean, so much of their offense is predicated on the timing, short passing game, high completion percentage, moving the ball down the field, keeping the defense honest with a shot. I like it.
They're going empty here.
Hey, 53,
now they bring
53.
Jones back into the backfield. Perez got a man wide open. Bonds stays in bounds and flips out. Literally touchdown. They made it look easy that time. Perez and Bonds.
This is like stealing. You're going to get a slant and go, a sluggo, but watch this safety too, who works to that side of the field. There's nobody over the top after Bonds makes that second move and gets past the corner. Now it's just up to Luis Perez to put it somewhere where his receiver can get it. He puts it on the money. Tyler Bonds goes flipping into the end zone.
Almost stuck the landing. Arlington now with a 6-point lead. They'll go from 4-2 from the 5. Perez going through his progression, going to be sacked back at the 12-yard line, so they won't get the 2-point conversion. Jackson making the tackle. Perez with his 8th touchdown pass of the season. Bonds with his 4th touchdown catch of the season.
It's good fit. It's good fit.
Yeah. Wild out a little bit. Why not? Back after this.
Welcome back to Memphis. Wide receiver Tyler Bonds. We're going to peel back the curtain here of how the offense actually works for the Renegades. You were just telling me that Luis Perez actually made that call. Take us through the coverage, why he made the call, and why you guys were able to complete it.
The coverage is one right there. We've seen that going into half, that they did the similar thing in terms of jumping on our slants. They actually got us on the 3rd down, which invited the pump to set up for this drive. So when we came back this next drive, we went on the ball on the quick with no play. Seen where they were in, we got the coverage that we wanted, and we pumped it.
Luis made that call himself. Now, no gloves. Tell us why.
I really don't like gloves. I didn't start wearing gloves until I got to college. My college coach was the one that influenced me to wear gloves more than anything.
Hold on, you told me he made you wear gloves.
He made me because I dropped the ball in practice, and I didn't have any gloves on, so it was like you didn't have no gloves, but I still do it.
Who would do that?
What, no gloves?
The coach.
T. Martin.
Oh, okay. That's a Tennessee hat for you right there, I guess. That was at USC. Now, the guys were talking about ballet a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, so did you learn that from Lynn Swan? Like, how did you know to do the ballet at USC?
So I did ballet in high school for fine art. It was something that we had to do in terms of like our curriculum. Once I did it, though, it was something that actually applied to the game itself, just in terms of landing, falling, and also just jumping.
Can you give me one move right now? Like one ballet, anything.
You feel me? You go run, 18. And then you go back.
18. Jate, there you go. Jate. All right, so just one pump. Got it. And apparently you didn't have the celebration down pat either.
Nah, okay, so look, we were supposed to flip in the end zone together. They should have met me on the field, but by the time I looked up, it was there by myself. I had to flip in.
There you go. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, guys, covered a lot there, but had to try to get it in.
Coming to the next local ballet as well, Vaughn's. Great job down there, Cole.
Find you another interview that's going to break down adjustments at the line of scrimmage, ballet moves, and celebrations. I don't think you're going to find
one. How you know?
Jate.
40.
Jate.
I think I grew up with a Jate.
6-point ball game. Vaughn's having himself an afternoon, over 100 yards receiving as Memphis keeps it on the ground. Prince takes it out to the 38. And that's going to be the end of 45 minutes of play. Back with the final 15 minutes from Memphis. Right after this break.
Two legends unite.
Focus!
Welcome to the Marco's Pizza Dojo. Some train, others are handcrafted. Limited time only. Enjoy the Pepperoni Magnifico for $9.99 and see Karate Kid Legends exclusively in theaters.
Before the fourth quarter, we have more coverage presented by Marco's Pizza. And there's a look at the starting quarterback now. Didn't start the game. E.J. Perry began the contest. Dresser Wynn took over in the third quarter with pretty good results.
It's been a low possession second half, though, as Memphis only had one time with the football in that third quarter. I mean, Dresser Wynn went right down the field. You can look at the two quarterbacks that have played for Memphis today. E.J. Perry had what I would call an okay half. A couple throws missed, got sacked a couple times, but Dresser Wynn was really efficient on that last drive. The big thing for Memphis is coming off of a week where they had 153 yards rushing a week ago, only 27 here today. Average 5.9 per carry a week ago, 1.7 so far today. So the quarterbacks have really had everything on their shoulders.
Meanwhile, Tyler Vaughns has had himself a day in a contest, remember, where neither of these teams are going to the postseason. An opportunity to get paid perhaps by a team in the NFL. He's certainly putting some good clips on his highlight reel today.
It's been really fun to watch. This was on this slant and go. Also had one that he tipped up to himself earlier in the game.
Roddy, he almost did that Jate when he caught the ball in the touchdown reception there. A little half Jate.
A half Tay?
I'm giving Jate in every broadcast I do.
Yeah. You have to.
The other.
You have to.
Look at that guard pull around the corner. A little Jate before
There's no way you're using Jate with a guard.
I will get it in.
I'm sure you will. Total yardage-wise, I mean, look at what the Showboats have done. Only 12 plays in opposing territory.
Our thanks to Marco's Pizza for giving us more coverage. We'll be back in 15 seconds. 3rd and 1 coming up from the 38-yard line. A pretty entertaining football game so far this afternoon, and at one point we weren't sure what time we're actually going to have an opportunity to kick off. Dresser Wynn in at quarterback. Wilson in motion. Wynn picked off at the 42-yard line. Intercepted right between the numbers of Donald Payne. Hit him in the 1 and the 8. And boy, that really puts a stop to the momentum.
Well, all the action of the offensive line and the running back goes this way, so all Donald Payne does is sort of flow and watch the eyes of the quarterback, and it takes him right into the path of the throw. He's able to snag it, and what a turn of events. I mean, 3rd and 1, Memphis decides to throw the ball. Really kind of felt like if the action of the play action and the offensive line is going that way, the throw should have gone the other way, but Cole's with the interceptor.
Donald, take us through the play. What was your read? What did you see right there? How'd you make it happen?
I got the running back on that play. I know they try to do the quick lands. They done it multiple times this game. Woo, Lord, let me get a little break, breather.
You realize you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to run 60-yard celebration.
Gotta celebrate, baby. But I just read the quarterback eyes, got in the window, put my hands up. I've been playing catch all my life. I hope I can catch an easy ball like that.
Congrats, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Cole, you never know when that next INT is going to come, man. You got to celebrate. I get it.
I felt bad going for another question there. You couldn't breathe.
Oh, Arlington with the ball down all the way at the 17.
I think that's the first cry to the heavens that we've heard in one of these interviews. Usually you just hear those when you're running gases. Ooh, Lord, help me get my breath.
Nice jump cut by Hunter. Got to the edge and forced out of bounds at around the 7. Day Hunter with a nice burst of speed around the edge. First down and goal coming up for Arlington. Remember, they've lost their last 4 games by a total of 14 points. Or else this would be an entirely different season for Bob Stoops' squad.
Yes, it would. It's kind of a season of what ifs for this Arlington team. A couple of bounces of the football could have been different.
Yeah, their goal now is to have a better record than they had a season ago when they won 4 games.
No, I got it
Out of the pistol formation, and you can hear Perez contending that he got it out in time.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
The officials beg to differ. Guys in the striped shirts always win.
Fucking got that shit.
It's been a sloppy game for Bob Stoops' crew. Penalties have mounted.
11 of them, Roddy.
They've been able to get enough things going their way.
Pistol tray right, 96. X-ray, I'm ready. 96. God bless it. Ah! Here we go, gotta go. Turtle, sit up.
His blood pressure is not 120/80 anymore. Hunter tried to get to the edge, chopped down by Keaton Ellis. Nice open field tackle.
Stoops sounded like me when my kids won't brush their teeth. Hey,
that's all you said.
Interrupt you guys for 1 second. I just want to give the PA announcer / DJ credit there. I've never heard Juvenile back that blank up after a penalty, and that's genius. I feel like he deserves credit.
Those are bars right there. That's some bars. You're right. Creativity.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Everywhere around the country should be there.
Move. Second and goal.
Hurry up. Get set. Get set.
All the way back at the 15.
Turtle, sit up.
On the around. Good speed by Payton. Turned it upfield. Touchdown. Got in. Wow, Javonte Payton popped that clutch and got in. All set up by the interception.
Well, Payton's here. You're also going to see the tight end fake this way and come back and lead. And all Javonte Payton has to do is outrun the defensive lineman. And that for a receiver, if you can't execute there, then we don't need you running the reverse. Yeah. He's got a cadre of players out front, of blockers out front. Ends up waltzing into the end zone. No
Number 3 was never
Yeah,
set.
no Jate.
He doesn't have to be on, so you're saying he was never set?
Listen to me. Hey, he's saying he doesn't have to be on.
He doesn't have to be on unless they don't have enough players. He could be a
Just one guy's fucking talking. One fucking guy. Jared. He has to be. There's no eligible over there.
Okay, so you're saying that they had an illegal formation?
Illegal formation.
They had an ineligible.
That's right. Thank you.
Challenging the previous play for a legal formation. They have the right side of the line with an ineligible number as the end. The play's under video review.
Well, they're challenging.
All right, so what they're saying is that Tyler Vaughns, who's over here, is off the line of scrimmage, which it does appear that he's not in. There's the line of scrimmage, and when the receiver is on the line of scrimmage, usually he's a little bit further forward. And so it does look like he's lined up in the backfield. Now, that would be okay if this guy had reported eligible and this player was on the line of scrimmage as well. But it looks like down to the bottom, I don't think this guy's on the line of scrimmage either, which then would make it an illegal formation. And also, like, the tackle didn't report eligible. So I think it all comes down to whether or not they say that that receiver to the top of the screen is on or off the line of scrimmage. And from our look here on the all-22, it looks like he's in the backfield to me.
So you think it's a successful challenge?
So I think it's going to be a successful challenge.
On the line of scrimmage.
Well, Coach Turner was very emphatic about his point.
Yeah, so Marvell, go ahead.
Okay, do you have an opinion? Look at where his head. The ball's just beyond the line.
I have him on the line, Mike. I have him on the line.
Marvell, you there?
I do too. I do too. Even though he's back a little bit with his feet, look at his head. He certainly breaks the plane of the line drawn through the waistline of the center. So deny the challenge, and they do get
Marvell?
set.
Yes, they are set. Definitely set.
Do you hear anything, Smooch? No.
Okay, have you told them?
Hey, Jason,
let's go. Yes.
Verizon Command Center.
You have this as a legal formation?
Legal formation on the line.
Upheld?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
After video review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Memphis is charged a timeout and loses their challenge for the game. The result of the play is a touchdown.
So the determination, you can hear the explanation. Mike Pereira felt like the helmet of Javonte Payton was breaking the plane of a line drawn through the waist of the center. And that's why you get a little bit staggered on the offensive line. From the angle that we had, I'm not so sure, but there wasn't a shot right down the line. Right. And so by the estimation of Mike Pereira, it obviously stood, and it's a touchdown.
Holton Ayler's in a quarterback. That's QB2, and we have a flag down.
Of course we
do. Little moving up front.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know his number. Yeah. Eight.
And they're going to go for 1, not 2.
Neutral zone infraction, defense number 8. Penalty is half the distance to goal, remains the try.
That's against Boogie Roberts.
Okay, so here's our best shot down the line. And you're trying to draw a line through the waist of that center. Of course, my line isn't straight. But I guess the helmet of Javonte Payton is probably touching the back part of that line.
Close.
Yep. It's very close. And look, when you just look at the formation, it does look very much like an illegal formation.
Going for 1. And they won't get into the end zone. Jones didn't get enough of help up front. So it remains 24-12 with 12:50 to go in the game. Bob Stoops' team with a little bit more breathing room when we return to Memphis.
Memphis Showboats are without one of their tight ends this afternoon. Chris Pierce found out this morning that his father passed away and was immediately taken to the airport to go be with his family. So from everyone at ESPN, prayers for the Pierce family as they deal with the loss of his father here this morning.
Very trying situation when life reminds you that there are some things bigger than football. Arlington leading by 12. Plenty of time to go. From the 8-yard line, this will be Guerra. Eric Guerra all the way out near the 40-yard line. Hey, the 2025 UFL Championship will be played Saturday, June 14th in St. Louis. Watch it here on ABC at 8 Eastern, or if you'd rather see it in person, tickets start at $29 and can be purchased at theufl.com/tickets. theufl.com/tickets.
Talked about it a little bit at halftime, who we thought would be there. I gave my opinion. Cole, who do you think ends up in St. Louis out of the XFL and USFL divisions.
Boy, I tell you, it's hard not to say St. Louis right now with the balance that they bring to the table. They had obviously an injury to quarterback, and they've been getting better and better there as we've seen Max Duggan kind of get some things figured out. USFL side of things, I'm not going to go against Skip Holtz.
And that's a great delivery on target, but knocked away at the last second by Carlton Johnson. Great closing speed to knock it away from Davis.
This is one that Dresser Wynn is going to want back because there's no safety in the middle of the field. It ends up one-on-one, and his receiver has 2 or 3 steps on the defender. And if Dresser Wynn puts it out there a little bit more, it's probably a waltz into the end zone, maybe a jeté into the end zone. Yes. But unfortunately for Dresser Wynn, leaves it a little short. It's knocked down.
It seems like the theme for quarterbacks today is just everything seems to be a tad bit late.
Wynn won't have a chance to throw on this one. Sacked back at the 31-yard line.
Accept the pressure.
9 bars. Been one of the pleasant surprises for that Arlington defense.
He just uses his hands to shed the guard. I mean, he just shucks him to the side. He's able to get into the backfield and bring down the quarterback. It's nice power, and that is one of those situations where Dresser Wynn would have hoped that the rush would have been a little later. It had some time.
3rd and 16. That was the 3rd sack today for the Renegades.
Go, 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 go.
Wynn, some backside heat and took it, put it on the ground. Recovered, though, by Memphis. All the way back at the 18-yard line by Willie Taylor, the 3rd. He made the tackle on the play, actually. Boy, Taylor's been involved a lot today. Another big play.
And it's Chris Odom that causes this because of his excellent rush off the right side of that offensive line. And Dresser Wynn then has to move up in the pocket and then starts to scramble. Willie Taylor ends up knocking the ball out, and they're lucky it's recovered by one of the offensive linemen.
He was in on an impactful play a little bit earlier today.
Yeah, he was, but how big is that underthrow, that late throw down the field by Dresser Wynn that could have been a touchdown after 2 negative plays?
Here's the punt. It bounced off of a Memphis player forward. Going to be interesting to see what the officials do with this.
It's going to go back to the spot where it hits the helmet of the Memphis player.
Yeah, first touch.
Hit him right on the dome.
Yeah.
I've got it right here. My bet is on the.
Do we want a media here?
Minus 49. Minus 49. Minus 49.
Rolling as the ball was first touched by the kicking team at the 49-yard line.
Spotted back at the 49-yard line. 34-yard punt. That's the net. Let's go downstairs.
Coach Stoops, we talked to you in meetings this week about your defensive line, what they've been this year, how much they've meant. Showing all of that here today.
Yeah, they've really been strong, getting pressured at the quarterback, being great against the run game. Hopefully we could finish this out.
Anything else we need to know about Tyler Vaughns? He's had another amazing day for your wide receiver today.
Yeah, he's special. He just has such a knack to go up and get the football.
Do you know what a jeté is?
A jeté? No, I don't.
Ballet move that he taught us, so I'll let you handle that with him.
Well, he'll show me after the game.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, we can only hope we can see one more jeté in the end zone.
Cole, I was hoping you'd show Coach how to do one of those things.
I don't know if I can get that much vert going right now.
Hey, man.
It look very graceful.
Don't mess with those knees, or don't mess with those Achilles, Cole. Don't do it. Second
Never
and 9.
go full Marquette King.
On 2nd and 9, Perez gets it out quickly. There he is again, Vaughns. And brought down at about the 44 this time. Less than 10 minutes to go.
Roddy, I'm interested to hear from you quickly. We got Michigan, Birmingham today. Starting quarterback for Michigan, not going to play. Which direction would you go in that division?
Yeah, I go Michigan. I think getting Breland Speaks back defensively, and he's playing today. Getting Breland Speaks back is going to be huge for him. And then if you can get Bryce Perkins back and playing at the level that he has been really all season long, I like Michigan. But as you said, picking against Skip Holtz, And that Birmingham crew, that's a tough thing to do.
Yeah. So many of those guys have been in that spot, and it's so odd. Last year, recall we had Michigan, Birmingham, final regular season game, then the playoffs. This year we'll have Michigan, Birmingham, one more regular season game, then they'll meet in Birmingham in the first round of the playoffs again.
Well, on the XFL side, I mean, you're going to have the two teams that are going to meet in the championship game, St. Louis and DC, meeting next week, and they're going to play in back-to-back weeks.
Here's the bunt by King. Couldn't get it to stop inside the 10-yard line. It caroms into the end zone with 8:41 to go in the fourth quarter. He's not worried right now, though. He had that nice 36-yard run on the fake. See if Memphis has any life when we come back. Well, tonight on ABC, the Western Conference Finals shift to Minneapolis. Timberwolves look to get back into the series while the Thunder could take a commanding series lead. Game 3 comes your way at 8:30 Eastern Time with NBA Countdown at 8 right here on ABC. Aaron Dolan has a little something for us.
Tonight we got OKC versus Minnesota, Game 3, and there's many options that you have on ESPN Bet for some fun bets that you could place for tonight. One of those being a boosted market that I have for you guys under the Rollin' with Dolan tab, and that's going to be for Anthony Edwards to score the first basket. That's boosted for you guys at plus 625, which right now is the best price that you're going to find for this market across all sports books. And don't forget, guys, Minnesota's down 2 games, so they might be a little bit desperate here, and I think Anthony Edwards can score the first basket just like he did in Game 2.
Okay, that sounds like a good one. You know why? I got some intel for you. Okay. You're not going to hear this anywhere else. His trainer, Chris Hines, has been showing Anthony Edwards film of the David Robinson Olajuwon year that David Robinson won the MVP, but was outplayed by Akeem. He wants Ant to take and play the role of Akeem, because we all know that Akeem tore up David Robinson, the MVP winner that year.
Sure did. I'm going Wolves in 5.
Okay. Well, it's got to be at least 6 now. That's 2-0.
Oh, yeah.
That Georgia Tech math didn't.
Good point. No, it didn't.
Unless you know something I don't know. That pass incomplete, intended for Washington. Yeah, it feels like a little dire right now for Minnesota, but there's a look at some of the numbers in the fewest rush yards in a game this season.
Ringo. 40.
I mean, it's been tough for them to run the football, but they also have seemed to get away from it a lot. And maybe it's because of the amount of movement from this Arlington defensive line early in the game.
Yeah, those guys up front have done a great job. That pass complete to Washington. But Bledsoe, Bars, Clark have been stout up front. Gain of 9 on that last play. Under 8 minutes to play. And keep it on the ground over the left side of that offensive line. Prince. So after this week, Memphis will finish off the season against Birmingham, while Arlington will travel to San Antonio. First down and 10. Wynn fires a strike complete at the 46-yard line to Washington.
Hey, clamp it up over there. That's why we're in 4 read.
11.
Orange, 4 read. Clamp the weak side. Orange, 4 read.
Even.
I'm saying clamp the weak side. That's going to be to the top of the screen, the short side of the field. Got those 3 defenders over there, over the 2 receivers.
And they throw it in that direction, albeit incomplete, wildly so. Intended for Henney. Sets up a 3rd down and short for Memphis. You're talking about 4-down territory right now. And them going for it. Down by 12. Or maybe not. Am I wrong?
No, I think you have to go for it now. You're counting possessions. You need at least 2 possessions to even tie this thing up. And there's no guarantee that you'll get that with the way Arlington's been able to move the football if you don't have a quick 3 and out. And even in this league, quick 3 and outs aren't that quick. And so with 6 minutes left, you got to go for everything.
Wynn delivers and incomplete. It'll be 4th down coming up. Tried to force that into a tight window, and would have been a great catch by Lassiter, and Harris there defending.
Well, Roddy, to that point, too, I think if you do get this 4th down right here, which they got to go for it, almost get into no huddle mentality a little bit as well.
Hurry up!
I agree, Aaron. And you saw it after that incompletion. I mean, the clock, once they get the ball set, the clock starts again. And so they're wasting time, which obviously works against you when you're trying to get back in the game.
5 on the play clock. Memphis 3 of 8 on 4th down this season. Win on the move. Gets rid of it and incomplete. Arlington will take over on downs with 5:37 to go in the football game. They have been the story of this game. The impregnable defense of Arlington.
Yeah, Dresser Wynn's going to get a little rollout, and he's looking for that. His tight end out in the flat coming across the formation, but there's nowhere to go with the football. It's a nice job of fighting through the traffic. He might have been able to get the tight end if he led him towards the sideline early, but he had to make that decision quick, though, because there was a little window there, Aaron. What did you think?
He's got to throw it. I'm perfect view of it from where it was right now, and Wilson, number 88 in the flat. You know right now, you only have to get his 3 yards. Throw it to him accurately. He catches it. Even if he gets tackled, it's a 1st down.
And you can even loft that towards the sideline, too, right? Like, if you can...
I don't think you need to loft. I think there was plenty of space. If you put that football 1 foot in front of the numbers, he catches it. It's a 1st down. And you know that's quarterback. That is read number 1. 3 steps. You're going to your right. Ball's out right now. And it's a 1st down.
On that last run, Tony Jones picks up a few yards. And, boy, it makes you wonder what Coach Turner's going to do next week and who's going to be QB1. He told us that his intent was to give everybody an opportunity.
I mean, I think you go back to the guy who won you the football game last week.
Sounds logical. Maybe it's not. Jones straight up the middle down to the 25.
I think
under 5 minutes to go.
I think the reason it wouldn't be a slam dunk to do that is because Troy Williams didn't exactly set the world on fire, and he actually thought, talking about Jim Turner, actually thought about pinching Troy Williams during that game. So it's not like he was the reason that they ran away with the victory. Now, he made some plays in overtime, which did help him to that win. So there's that grit, but you know, there may be something too, just saying, hey, look, this guy won us a game. Let's go with him.
On 3rd and 3, Perez finds his man over the middle, complete at the 25. That's Burnett. A 13-yard pickup. 1st and 10 coming up. And what has been an unusual afternoon for both teams, who had to, after taking the field to get ready, had to go back to their respective hotels because of the rain delay and the lightning delay, and then came back and got warmed up and did it all over again.
Gotta go. Here we go. Turtle, sit up.
Over to the left side, this is Jones. Arlington with 3 timeouts remaining, Memphis with 2.
If Arlington's able to hold on here, I mean, the release in that locker room is going to be significant. After 4 straight losses last week, losing by 3 points, losing by 1 the week before that, 6 the week before that, 4 the week before that. All of these 1-score losses where they've been so close. Here they've got a double-digit lead with 3 minutes left.
Perez put it on the ground, got it back, and falls down safely at the 24.
Look, kind of like the Tyrese Halliburton losing the handles and then picking the ball back up. He got the pump fake off, actually got the defender up in the air with the pump fake, Keaton Ellis. Keaton Ellis has got to know better than that. Like, after the quarterback fumbles the ball like that, he's not going to, you don't have to jump 10 feet in the air to bat the ball down. That's a pump fake all the way.
I don't know if I'm calling a zone read with Luis Perez, even if he did work on his speed this offseason. I don't know if I'm calling that play, though.
He didn't get the Usain Bolt package from his speed coach, right?
I don't know if he's calling something. Hey, when they get scratchy, I don't know if I can hear it or... You gotta tell me.
Coach Stoops deep in thought on the sideline. And
Hey,
right now, if you're Arlington, I mean, if you don't move the ball at all, you're going to have a 41-ish yard field goal attempt. That would make it a 15-point game. Still 2 scores, but a much more difficult 2 scores. Because you need conversions for that to even have them tied. So I would imagine you're telling your coaching staff to be pretty conservative with the play call here. A safe throw, because they're empty now. I don't think we're going to get a run.
5 wideouts. On 3rd and 9, Perez surveys, delivers, got a man. Touchdown in the end zone, Burnett on the JOB. Deontay Burnett with his 3rd touchdown catch of the season. Perez put it right there, Roddy.
Yeah, and Luis Perez sees number 31, Keaton Ellis, the safeties, kind of coming down into that hole. So he knows it's going to be single high, one-on-one coverage between Deontay Burnett and Eric Guerra. A little out and up the sideline, and an excellent delivery. And they say, to heck with a safe throw. Let's go out and up. Trust our quarterback, and they got it right.
Yeah, Coach Stoops and Chuck Long have praised Burnett of being a pro's pro all year. Paying dividends with that touchdown catch, and Perez eluding the rush, buying time. And that's the end of the play. They went for 2 from the 5.
That's a big conversion. I mean, it's still a 2-possession game now. That's why it's a big conversion. If you're able to get 3-point conversions with each score, if you're Memphis, you also obviously need to convert the 4th and 12 that serves as an onside kick. Cole has somebody down there on the sideline. Who you got, Cole?
Luis, nice touchdown pass there to finish off that drive. Just kind of take us through what you saw there defensively that allows you to complete that pass.
Yeah, they went man coverage. Coach made a great call. A guy won, had great protection, was able to put the ball where it needs to be.
Can you take me through the head fake on the drop zone read there, how you were able to get that defender off the ground?
Oh, yeah, no, it was kind of miscommunication with the read. Picked it up, was going to throw it, he jumped, and I kind of just, playing it safe, especially with the score and the time right now.
Elite athleticism?
Hey, a little bit like that, something like that.
Thanks, Luis.
Appreciate it.
It was the speed, Cole.
He's the spring king. He's got all the tricks in his bag.
He did the reverse Jate.
Will you make the other guy Jate?
Teja.
Ninja mind trick. Henny on the return. And brought down at about the 25-yard line. With 2:17 to go.
All right, so if you're Memphis, you're not out of this thing. You need a quick touchdown, a 3-point conversion. And then you...
A 4th and 10, another score.
4th and 12 conversion, another touchdown, and a 3-point conversion. But it is possible with the time left.
It's like buying the Powerball, Roddy.
You got a little more control than you do over winning the lottery. But just a little bit.
Just a little bit. 2:70 to play. Dresser win in at quarterback still. Hands it off to Prince. And out over the 30 to the 33. Memphis with 2 timeouts remaining. Arlington the same after that 10-yard pickup. And we're going to call the timeout. Coach Turner pondering his next move when we return.
Because I was standing by the goalpost. You guys, your kickoff team come out and it was bigger than my offensive line. Your kickoff team. I said, we're about to get drilled. EJ, come here. So you're obviously speaking for the offense today, right? Any penalties, all that stuff, right? You do all the talking. Yeah. All right. Yes, that's our ball.
Good job, Sal. Good job, Sal.
Back for the final 2 minutes. Arlington leading 30-12. Mark Jones, Roddy Jones, Will Kublik, and Aaron Murray down on the field.
18. Single.
Memphis with the football, looking at 2nd down and 1. Run it out to the 34-yard line. That was Prince.
All right, Memphis has got to go now.
Memphis with 2 timeouts remaining. Memphis has had 2 turnovers today that have resulted in 12 Arlington points. And there's going to be a sack back at the 35 by Bledsoe. Monty Bledsoe out of Oklahoma. Been one of the pleasant surprises of the season for Arlington. Missed all of last year.
No sense of urgency right now by this offense. Right, I don't think they've done the math. I mean, like you did earlier.
I think they're punting on the football game. It feels very much like they don't think they have a chance, Aaron. I mean, the amount of time that they've wasted since the 2-point convert, since the 2-minute warning.
That pass incomplete. Not sure I saw anybody in the vicinity to make the catch.
They're trying to set up a screen.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And so you're trying to get the ball out to your running back, who's kind of impeded by about 600 pounds of man between he and the football.
Those last 2 plays remind me of the 3 a.m. shift at Waffle House.
Been there a time or 2.
Little disorganized. That pass incomplete at the 43-yard line, making it 4th down and 9. And obviously they'll go for it here. Coach Turner's team going to fall to 2-7. Barring a major turnaround.
What's your game? 2-2 last time? No.
Wayne got put in a tough spot. Had some pretty good moments, but that interception in the 3rd quarter really cost them.
Called their second
and took away all of Memphis's momentum.
I'm not going to take a fucking penalty, I guarantee you that. I'm not going to take a penalty right there, no way. I'm not going to take a penalty right there, no fucking way.
Jim Turner adamant about not taking the penalty on the 4th and 9.
No way he was going to take that penalty.
You just wish his offense.
No way.
No way.
His offense.
I don't think there's any way he's going to take that penalty.
I just wish the offense had the same level of intensity about how they were operating. It's just been really lackadaisical since they've gotten the ball back.
Coach Turner, the picture of intensity on the sidelines. Wynn pumps. And lost it, got hit. And is going to be sacked back at the 22. That's it. That should pretty much do it for them. Well, they didn't take a penalty. They took a sack.
Well, Dresser Wynn actually has a receiver come open down the field to the right side, David Davis. It would have been almost impossible for him to get back to him, but initially didn't like what he saw and then gets absolutely drilled in the midsection by Darrell Johnson. It's a little lower than the midsection.
Yikes.
Fortunate to hold on to the ball in a painful end to what I think ultimately will amount to a frustrating day for Memphis. They sort of found a way for most of the game to claw within striking distance, but ultimately the offense is kind of been the story of the season. The offense just could not get anything going today, especially on the ground.
And it makes me think about that old adage. If you don't have a QB1, you don't have one at all. They got 3 different quarterbacks that have started this year.
All right, get set, everybody. Turbo, sit up.
In the victory formation, Perez takes the knee.
What was that? We got to do it again? Okay. Hey, all right, again. Here we go. We got to do it one more time. Let's go. Get set. Let's go. Come on.
Arlington will improve to 4-5 with the victory today. And with a win next week, they'll finish with a better record than they did a season ago.
Hey, good job, fellas.
Silver lining
job,
to an otherwise disappointing
good job,
season
good job,
for the Renegades and Bob Stoops.
Hey, again, player. Good to see you again, bro. You good, all right?
Perez throwing for over 200 yards as Arlington wins it 30-12.
Bob Stoops will be proud of this team after 4 straight losses, getting back on the right side of things, bouncing back from a tough one last week to get the win. And you can tell so much still on the line for these players, trying to prove themselves, trying to prove that they deserve another shot in the NFL and make the most of their opportunity.
Discerning eyes are always watching. Always. That'll do it. For Cole Kublik, Aaron Murray, Roddy Jones, and many talented people behind the camera you never get a chance to see. I'm Mark Jones saying so long from Memphis as the Renegades win it.